The 2022 PGA Tour was super interesting because a lot of golfers that won didn't have good odds. In fact, these players won at a frequency that hasn't been observed for a few years now. So, if we're expecting this to carry on, here are some players with short odds that may win next season. In this video, we'll be discussing some of the golfers you could risk punting on, so stay tuned. First and foremost, at number 10, we have Taylor Pendrith.
Back 9. Now Pendrith at 14, the par 5. And that one's in from the edge of the green.
Taylor's rookie season was slowed down by a fractured rib that kept him off the course for a total of 4 months. Even though he missed out on a chunk of the season, he still managed to impress Trevor Immelman enough to be given a spot on his International President's Cup team. In regards to Taylor, the advanced metrics are strong as he bombs it off the tee. The last season he was ranked 10th on tour. What's even more impressive is that he gained strokes to the field at an elite clip. He got at least 2 strokes to the field in 39.7% of his rounds last season. As per the golf database of RickRunGood.com, there were only 15 golfers who managed to get so many strokes at such an incredible rate last season. Of 48 available wins, those 15 golfers accounted for 27 of them, including all 4 majors. The only ones on the list who didn't win were Taylor Pendrith and Tommy Fleetwood. But this season, there's a high chance that Taylor will be adding PGA Tour winner to his resume. Next up, at number 9, we have Aaron Wise.
Terrific break for Aaron Wise. He hit a drainage ditch, kicked it out to the right.
Last year, many people were extremely optimistic about how well Aaron will perform thanks to his elite tee to green play and improved putting. Despite the fact that he didn't win anything last season, the same rationale last year can still be applied to him. Aaron finished the 2022 season at rank 25 on tour from tee to green and was 81st in putting. By far, that's been the best putting season since 2018 and marked the second time in his career that he got strokes with the flat stick. If we combine that with his late season run that featured 5 top 15 finishes in his past 11 starts, it's understandable if people get their hopes up again. Now, at number 8, we have Sungjae Im.
Sungjae Im, birdies at 1, 4, this at 6.
Struggled with the putter yesterday.
Golfers who are both elite and well-rounded are few and far between, and Sungjae Im is one of them. He was ranked 6th on tour in strokes gained in total last season, putting him right behind the 5 golfers who accounted for 10 wins and 3 majors in 2022. Sungjae's 2 career wins have come at the Shriners Children's Open and the Honda Classic, both of which greatly differ in scoring difficulty. He performs well in all conditions and can compete in all fields, so he's all set to make his next breakthrough. Moving on to number 7, Michael Kim.
He's been nothing short of magical with his short irons.
Michael has returned to form and was very competitive on the Korn Ferry Tour last season. He got strokes to field in 15 out of his final 16 events. This includes a 7th place finish at the Barbasol Championship. He got 5 more top 20 finishes and was given the PGA Tour card for the 2022-2023 season. While it seems unlikely that he'll end up winning in the new season, he's proven himself to be a solid investment. Coming up at number 6, we have Carl Yuan. Carl earned his way into the PGA Tour when he topped the Korn Ferry Tour regular season points list. He's the blueprint of the modern tour player, often hitting it far, but not always accurately. Despite many directional woes off the tee, he can still usually recover in spectacular fashion. He had a 4.54 birdie average last season, which was ranked 7th on the Korn Ferry Tour. What's more, Carl's birdies often turn into results, as he got 9 top 10 finishes in his 22 starts. This includes a victory and 3 runner-up finishes. Now, at number 5, we have Brendan Steele. Brendan Steele is definitely lacking in some places, more specifically, putting. The golfer was 43rd in SG/approach and 6th in SG off the tee. Now usually, nobody would risk anything for someone who ranks 187 in putting, but Brendan is a special case. Despite his shortcomings, he's a 3-time PGA Tour winner for a reason. This season from the Arnold Palmer Invitational to the end, the golfer gained 1.55 strokes per round in the ball striking categories. This is definitely impressive, especially since the only one who got it better than him was Rory McIlroy, and we all know that someone who manages to give the number 1 golfer a run for his money is pretty good. While he still putts like, well, himself, Brendan hitting the ball like Rory for more than half the season still has to count for something. So if you're looking to invest, he's definitely someone you should consider. Let's take a look at number 4, Jon Rahm. Well, Jon Rahm is a good player, but the 2022 season wasn't his best. Since 2004, he was the 12th golfer in the ShotLink era to get one or more strokes off the tee per ground. Expectations placed on the golfer went up a bit. This is because the other 11 golfers who managed this had a season with a 3.9 finish and an average of 2.4 wins. Well, Jon only had one, and even that one wasn't very impressive, as the Mexico Open is only a plus 350 favorite, making it one of the weakest fields of the year. Not to mention, he was 15th on the money list. But that doesn't mean that we can just give up hope in the player. Surely his bad luck and performance in the 2022 season will lead him to working harder for a win next season. And maybe he'll have some better win luck too. Besides, if he does win, it'll be much more valuable than it would have been if his 2022 season was actually good. So he's worth a try if you're not afraid of risks. We're finally entering the top 3. Next up, at number 3, we have Collin Morikawa. Collin Morikawa is a young and talented golfer. Ever since he started his professional career, the 25-year-old has kept a good and steady win rate, earning him respect among the golf community. Well, a steady win rate, at least until 2022. The young golfer ended a season with no wins for the first time in his career. But hey, it wasn't all bad. He managed to get 8 top 10 finishes and earned about $5 million on the course. Maybe not as impressive as it could have been, but still good enough. And he managed these top finishes when he was struggling to putt and hit his patented cut shot. Fortunately, though, he got that feeling back because in his last 5 measured PGA Tour events, he got 22.02 strokes on approach. He's still struggling with the putting sometimes, but he's gotten much better. There's a big chance that with his recent improvements, he'll manage an incredible 2022-2023 season. So make sure not to miss the opportunity to buy low in Collin before his next win. Coming up at number 2, we have Joo-Hyung Tom Kim. Joo-Hyung Tom Kim is still young and has only recently entered the professional golfing world. He's had some good finishes, but nothing that's too impressive and awe-inspiring, and definitely not something that would make people want to punt on him. He first managed a 23rd place finish at the US Open and the 3rd place one at the Scottish Open, and even got a win at the Wyndham Championship. Since June, he's managed 5 top 25 finishes, 3 of which were also top 10 finishes. But despite the small sample size, anyone keeping a close eye on him saw the talent he displayed in his last 7 events. He got a staggering 26.3 strokes on approach and only lost tee off the tee once. And unlike some of the other golfers mentioned on this list, he's an incredible putter. He may be only 20 years old, but he may as well be a star in the making. Let's just say Tom is definitely someone you'd want to punt on. Now, finally at number 1, we have Sahith Theegala. Sahith is impressive, to say the least. He managed to gain 9 strokes to the field in about 5 events last season. For comparison, Max Homa, a 2-time winner, got that many strokes in only 4 events. The golfer has shown immense talent throughout his career, and who knows, he'll manage a breakthrough. While it'll be a good idea to go for Sahith, remember one thing: unlike most golf players who want to have a steady tour, the 25-year-old tends to spice things up. He's the type to rely on raw talent, and while that definitely makes things interesting and usually results in some incredible wins, it also makes him volatile. So, while there are times he'll win, there are also definitely times he'll lose emphatically. That's a wrap for this video. Which one of these players are you planning to punt on? Is there another golfer you think could have made the list? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.